Welcome back, everybody, to Phil's Recap and Review, Vikings, Season 4, Episode 8, Portage. And this was an awesome episode of Vikings. I can't even hold it back. I can't hesitate to discuss how much I enjoyed this episode of Vikings. This goes up there in the list of favorite episodes of the series, not just favorite episodes of this season. This was just a ton of fun, and I'm going to talk all about it. We're going to listen back to some scenes. It's going to be fun. Let's get into this. But first off, I just want to say, what does Portage mean? I didn't know, so I looked it up. I typed it in and tried to search it out. It means the carrying of boats or cargo between two types of waters, two navigatable waters. Wow, I was scared of that word navigatable for a second there. Notice how I walked around it. I'm like, never hubba. And the second definition, carry a boat between two navigatable waters. They're incapable of portaging a canoe, is a quick description. As I back away to close my door, sorry, everybody, and grab my Vikings hat. And we are on today to talk about Vikings. Joe, unfortunately, has not watched the episode yet, so he's not going to be joining us this week again, but he'll definitely be back for the last two episodes. He's also spending the day with Papa Bear Larry today, who we hope in the second half of the season we can get him back on the podcast. We had Papa Bear Larry last season on a podcast talking about some Vikings, and we'd love to have him back again. And probably in the back half of the episodes, we will have Larry back on the show at a point. So everybody, welcome to the show. If you want to share your thoughts, you can jump in the chat room live right now with some really awesome people. Timo, Critch, Sam are in there talking about the episode already. Fucking awesome stuff. Sam says, long time. Hey, Phil, love that Viking hat. Thank you. Speaking of Papa Bear Larry, this was a gift from Joe's dad for being on the show last season. He was so awesome to give Joe and I gifts of these awesome hats for being a part of the show last season. But no, we were the lucky ones to have Larry sharing his thoughts because it's awesome to hear what Larry has to say. But okay, so let's continue. Let's get into this. If you need to reach me, you can always reach me at email at igotissuesman@gmail.com. You can call in or leave a voice message at 781-990-8509. Tweet me at igotissuesman whenever you watch these episodes to share your thoughts of these. Find the Google Plus group, the Friends of Phil. You can find that all in the description box below. The Discord server, Facebook, blah, blah, all that happy horse shit that you know where to find me, and say what you thought about these episodes. Really excited to talk about Vikings. I got home very late from doing some stuff yesterday, and I watched the episode late at night. Probably I started it around 1 a.m, and I couldn't help but watch it again. It was that exciting. And then I watched it again this morning in bed. I was half paying attention, half not this morning in bed because I was kind of like passing out and was in that sleep awake time. But this was just such a good episode of Vikings. Back to the balls to the wall action and a sense of stakes to it all. Not like eating steaks, not like sirloin stuff, but like really hardcore stakes. Seeing the Vikings interact, every single storyline I cared about and wanted to see and felt like it was needed. I feel like we concluded on a couple of things that we're going to get into that are going to proceed things into a different direction and kind of bring some of our stories together. I really thought this was just an exceptional episode of Vikings in a really awesome season in general. I maybe, if I'm being very critical, say I like last season a little bit better up until this point, but this episode and the beginning of last episode, hinting at the things that are going to come later in this season, and just seeing all the action, all the balls that they had to just go there with some character depths in this episode and some big things happening in this episode were just really fucking exciting to me. And I just can't say enough awesome things about Ragnar and his crew in this episode. Just lots of fun stuff. And yeah. Okay. So let's get into some of what you guys think. Timo says this was a bloody episode. Michael says last night's episode was great. Ragnar's off the deep end, but still making shit happen. Critch says love the simply honest of the sex and the politics. Love how we're seeing Vikings more and more. Yeah, not that kind of stakes. Hey, Tim. Walking Davidson showed up today. Say I love you, fuck faces. Have a great show, you motherfucking warriors. Have a fucking great day, you motherfucking awesome fucking person. Love The Walking David. Everyone subscribe to The Walking David. Check out his stuff, and lots of love to The Walking David, who can't wait to have you on the show when time works, buddy. So we'll definitely figure that out. Hey, Dave, motherfucking chat. Holy shit, Brown Sugar's in there. We got a lot of friends jumping in this afternoon to talk about this episode of Vikings. So let me adjust my Viking cap. Yeah, and I know this hat isn't historically accurate. I don't give a hell. Let me play my drum and get ready to get into talking about Vikings. So I guess this episode, the best way to do it... Oh no, David and I will definitely be doing something together in the future. David's an extremely funny, talented dude, and I'd be lucky to have him be a part of the show. So it's very exciting. We'll definitely be doing a video with David in the future. Funny guy, what awesome at impressions, really, really talented. Two of our members of the Friends of Phil, we mentioned this before. One of David's screenplays is going to be up for an award. So once we have a link to be able to vote for it, I'll make sure I share that in the Friends of Phil group so everyone can vote for David's script, read it, check it out, and give him a vote. And also, I mentioned this before, but huge love to KLC for his team in the 48-hour film competition, winning an award for editing. So lots of love to all the Friends of the Phil group. And if anyone hasn't already joined, join up with that, subscribe, jump in the chat room, share the discussion, join the group, welcome on in. Some of the best people I've ever met in my life. So there's some really good people in there. So jump on in. So here we fucking go. When Ragnar was riding on the boat, I was humming Go Ask Alice. Ragnar again in this episode, just really, the actor is playing junkie so goddamn well. I bemused about this for hours in the last couple of podcasts about how well he's pulling this off. There were a couple of moments, very subtle moments in this episode, some not so subtle, that he did that was just so accurate. When he's talking to Floki and he goes, Floki, you can handle that. And Floki goes back, I'll do anything for you, Ragnar. My whole life is about you, Ragnar. He does this like a total dude kind of thing. He points at him. He goes, you the dude. You're totally the dude. Oh, it's just so perfect. Yeah, like Timo says, Travis is playing junkie too fucking well. He really is. He's playing exceptional junkie. And Floki had a great episode. Rollo had a good episode. Everything that happened in it's just so good, such good stuff. And the other moment that wasn't so subtle, after the untimely death of, or the untimely meaning I wish it happened episodes ago, death of Yidu, how he gets his kids out of there. I mean, we'll talk about this at the end too. He gets his kids out of there. Then he walks in, and I brought a visual aid. Wait, I was gonna get a bucket of water too, but I was afraid to slip it on the get it on the equipment. And the body's floating in the water. Then he like pushes it, and when it blows away in the wind, he goes and just kind of walks in circles, and then goes one of these like. And walks out of there. It's fucking hilarious. And it's such a junkie tripping out kind of moment where he doesn't know what to do. It's just really, I don't know. I find that moment really freaking hilarious. And there's a couple of other little moments like that when he kind of goes into little things like that, little subtle affectations that make the junkie thing so believable. But also the fact that I'm glad they haven't decided to pacify him the whole time, actually make him be able to come out of it a little bit and still come up with a plan and look at things 4-dimensionally, dude. Like he's looking at the wall. Oh, we can go over it. I mean, that's such a drug moment too. People don't always lose their talents when they get in this situation. It just becomes harder for them to access it. And Ragnar in that moment had the inspiration and was able to use, I think, his use of drugs to add creativity to his thinking. And again, I'm looking at this like a show, not through history, whatever. But so I thought that was a really fun stuff that was happening. Oh, no problem, Walking David. You were fucking seriously, dude. You were fucking hilarious, and I can't wait to probably over the summer, maybe towards the end of the Game of Thrones season, we'll try to get Walking David on here to do a podcast, and maybe we can do a podcast with a lot of different people. Maybe David won't be the only person he brings. Maybe we'll have a discussion with several people. And we can have maybe some of the people, if David's willing to do something like this, have some of the people in the chat throw out some names of people that might show up in that place, and David could possibly try to find them somewhere at his place and bring them to the show. So definitely we'll be doing something featuring the Walking David soon. I saw a couple of people asking that in the group. That is happening. So here we go. So, and yes, David, feel free to post links once they are up. So where to start? Yeah, it's dangerous to be Ragnar's dealer, says Timo. He was involved in negotiations with his dealer that went south fast. Fucking-lutely. It's just really crazy stuff. And I can say it as much as I want. Sorry, I was stalling for time to get this. Okay, so what? So copyright, who gives a shit? Let's hopefully the video won't be taken down, but it is a good day to say. Where is it? Oh no, it didn't play. Whoop of the night. She is. Okay, come on, John Lennon. You people are like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to get this. You're dead! You're dead! Okay, that's enough of that. before I get fucked. But sorry, that was a long way to go for something I had inside my head to do. I'm like, quickly pick up. Oh, Yoko. I saw someone write in the comment section, Yoko's dead. So I'm like, oh, quickly get a song. Sorry about that. That was a big distance to go for that joke, but I'm gonna say it was worth it. It was worth it. Okay, so there's a lot of things that happen in this episode. I feel like this is another one that I don't necessarily want to talk about. I don't necessarily want to talk about in chronological order of what happened. I have it kind of separated as the, hey, Mika, what's going on? Long way to go, but it's worth it. Phil has been into Ragnar's stash. Oh, yeah. I'm in the next level of hell right now. Crazy as crazy do right now. I'm in a mood. Good or bad. Blah. You guys get it. It's awesome. See, this is me in a bad mood. Oh my goodness. I liked Yoko. I was hoping Ragnar could go to Asia too. And play with Ravi Shankar and stuff like that. Yeah, I was hoping to. Oh my gosh. Welcome, Mika. Welcome, Timo. Brown Sugar. Everyone in the chat, as always, cracking me up. And if you're listening to this later, we do these either the Friday afternoon right after the show, or we do it right after the show on Thursday evenings. And this is all Eastern Standard Time if you're trying to figure out your local time zone. So when you can join us live for these Viking recaps. 2 more episodes for this half a season. And it's going to be really fun. And I haven't been able to do any more research about, I've tried to do the research, haven't been able to come up with any answers to when the back half of the season is coming back. I still fear it's going to be in the fall, that we're going to have to wait two more episodes, and then we're going to have to wait to the fall for the final 10 episodes of the season. But I could be wrong. It could be late summer. I feel like if it was going to be late summer, we would have heard something already. I think they're holding it off, and they're probably going to try to run it when all the other shows come back in the fall. But that's just my impression. I could be completely way off. So, in the middle of a night, I call your name. Okay, so let's start with, to me, still how do I say this? Not everything in this episode was super interesting, but we're going to start probably in the thing that I liked the least of all the storylines, but even that, I really liked it. I liked the Aslaug storyline this week. I enjoyed seeing her go off kilter. I felt like it told us a lot more about her character. I still want her to die. I want Harbard to go, you called for me, and I'm finishing off. I want him to freaking Ziggy him, Ziggy Marley. I guess I have been into Ragnar's stash. I'm thinking about the Marley brothers here. Siggy. I want to see him throw her fucking down a freaking pile of, kill her, stab her in the back of the head, Dirty Locks style. But I was actually interested by it. I enjoyed the kid actor that they had playing Ragnar's kid. I like how he was trying to protect his mother and kind of giving Harbard the bullshit. I like how she threw a fucking nutty. I still hate her character, but it was one of the first times in a while I've enjoyed the actress's performance and really thought she was kind of digging into some stuff to do that made her unique. She usually tries to keep this but seeing her off kilter was humanizing or something, if that makes it all sense. You want Aslaug to go? Oh my gosh. How the hell can she be jealous that man is cheating on her husband? What the fuck? Exactly. And seeing that stuff I enjoyed. Seeing that contradiction, her a walking contradiction, and seeing him call her on it. What? I am a god. You can't possess. Just the whole interaction and how it all got progressed. I just really enjoyed it for the most part. It wasn't like, okay, I can't wait for these scenes to be over. I still think she's I still want horrible television. I still want a horrible television things to happen to her. But I appreciated her part in this episode a lot more than I have in previous episodes. Oh my gosh. Timo says, yeah, and I hope they skip the half a break and show it all now. How the hell can she be jealous? Oh my gosh. And Real Legend of Tomorrow, why they do? Oh, we will go. Legend of Tomorrow should go back in time and kill Aslaug. I like it, Tim. I fucking like it. So here we go. Let me see if I can find this really easily. So number 6. Let's listen to number 6 here, which is in Kattegat. You're like, number 6? That means shit to me, Phil. Shut up. Number 6? Is that like a number 2 times 3?
Sigurd. What?
What?
Are you not hungry? What's wrong with you? Don't you like to listen to Harbard's stories?
I think Harbard's a fucking asshole.
Is it something to do with me?
I wish my father was here. Everything's strange.
Hey, boy. Sigurd.
Let him go.
You don't understand. I want to tell him that I love him. He has the wrong idea. I love all of you.
Timo says, just hearing her voice makes my eyes roll. So Harbard sits down in Ragnar Lothbrok's throne room, entertaining women and children. And Snake, no one's impressed. Sigurd is his name. I'm probably completely mispronouncing his name. He just isn't impressed by this whole situation. He just walks away. As we heard there, Harbard's like, no, everybody loves him. Then eventually we go over to the next scene of them is the kid coming to his mother and going, come on, follow me to this other part of the village. I got some shit to show you here. Your man is cheating. Your dude that you're cheating on is cheating on you with another person. Holy shit. He's just like you. No, he's worse than you because at least he doesn't have any emotional ties to you. He's just your lover. And even if he's a god or someone that's just coming into the village to entertain you and keep you, do you really like, it's just it's annoying to see. But again, I enjoyed the performance, but she's just such a hypocrite. It's ridiculous to see her and seeing her called out on it just was so enjoyable to watch. Harbard, just his reaction to her being like this. So back in the chambers, Aslaug just screams and throws her belongings in a fucking frenzy. Let's see if we can see that. That's number 14. She's just going nutty. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck? Is this... No. Welcome, Katoria.
Why are you so angry?
Oh, you don't know why.
Why? Like, no, but seriously, why are you so angry? What the fuck? Do you really? Where do you think he's going when you're sitting there pretending to be married to the king because you don't have the balls to leave him? Lagatha did when she didn't want to be married to him anymore and they had problems. You don't want to give up the queen. You want to find a way to overthrow him so you can be the queen of Kattegat. And you think this god guy is going to help you get there and you have your little private party on the side. But because he's actually going out there and doing what he's intending to do, whether he's a con man trying to touch every woman in town that's husband is away, or he really is the human manifestation, or whatever, a manifestation of Odin and out there touching people and giving people what they need. either way, accept it. You know, like do you really think he shouldn't be out there doing that for other people if he is a god? Are you that selfish that you think only you are worthy of the god's touch? I'm saying, like, if we're accepting everything, we're accepting that he is Harbard, he is this, he is what he is. So what you're saying in the situation is, I get all of you to myself. So, or you're saying, it's okay for me to cheat on my husband, but we have a lover relationship. We have a friends with benefits relationship, whatever. And it's not okay for you to have benefits. Only I can have the benefits. Fuck you, Aslaug. Fucking stick an ass up your log. Wait, strike that. Reverse it. Stick a log up your ass.
I haven't done anything to you. I love you.
How can you love me when you sleep with every woman in Kattegat?
Oh, I don't sleep with every woman.
I love that. I don't sleep with every woman.
Only those who need me. Enough.
Good point, Tim.
I do not love these other women as I love you.
Oh yes, look up in the dictionary. What do you say when the person's angry to diffuse the situation? It's the Eddie Murphy joke. Yeah, fuck. Yes, I fucked her. Yes, I fucked her. Let's examine the word fuck here for a second. Fuck, yes, I did. Fuck, yes, I did. I make love to you. And if you're gonna let a little bit of love, if you're gonna let a fuck come between this love, you got a whole big problem there, girl. If you haven't seen Eddie Murphy Raw, I highly recommend it.
I have sex with them to free them of their devils and their fears. I take their troubles upon myself as I took Ivar's pains upon myself. Everything I do is holy. That's why you called me back. I heard you calling to me across empty oceans and vast deserts. That is why I returned.
That is why I returned. Okay, so I have sex with them to free them of their troubles and fears. He takes all the troubles on himself, just as he did for Ivar. Aslaug looks skeptical, but he just lays it on thick. I reject everything in this world. Honor, glory for oneself, even shame. I only care about the will of the gods. Oh my god, Timo says, oh my god, so this guy basically fucks away the pain. Sam says, the jerk. Aslaug just seems like I would hate, not in a fun way. This guy wants to just fuck some randos, and I cannot blame him so, because, well, I like sex. Oh my goodness. Some great stuff, as always, happening in the motherfucking issues chat. Timo says, stupid, hypocritical, selfish bitch needs to die slow, painful death. Katoria, welcome. Harbard is such a player. Pick up lines. I love everybody. I love you. I love you. Let's see if there's any more here.
I try to live like the gods. I reject everything of this world. Honor, glory, love of oneself, even shame. I only care about the will of the gods.
Only the will of the gods.
Only then can everything worldly pass away. Can the voices of the gods be heard? And then their spirit, it dwells in me. I feel the ability to heal and prophecy. Take on the sins of the world.
Come on, dude. You're some dude sneaking into the Viking village when you know all the warriors are gods, so you can sleep with all their wives that are missing them. Holy shit. And tell them you're a god. You got like such a slick Willy sort of thing going on here, buddy. And then this is just such a fucked up fucking hilarious bunch of fucking crap going on in this situation. And it's entertaining to watch, and seeing Aslaug come to grips with, oh my god, I'm just enjoying it. It's so delicious, as Joe would say.
Upon myself.
So Aslaug isn't satisfied. She loved him and thought when he was gone, I'd broken my life for your sake. I don't know if you're God, but I've longed for was your presence. Now he goes, don't try to possess me. Obsession is the opposite of love. And then he leaves it with that. And that's pretty much the end of that situation for the episode with them. Ultimately, it's really fun stuff to see. I can play the end of the scene. Let me play the end of the scene. Oh gosh, a lot of lead up.
I have broken my life for your sake.
I never know how to handle those dialogue heavy moments. They don't seem like as long when you're watching it, but when you're listening to it and you're someone that talks as much as I do and just babbles, when you hear those pregnant pauses in between the lines of dialogue, I'm like, what do I do in those moments?
I do not know if you are a god. All I longed for was your presence and your caresses.
Viking love, Viking love.
I will always be with you.
I feel like I want to be that Kevin Nealon inappropriate guy or whatever he is when he's just the subtlety guy or what's the character called? Subliminal message guy.
Always.
Aslaug's an asshole.
But do not try to possess me.
Touch me, touch me, touch me there.
Because possession is the opposite of love.
Oh my goodness. Spell goes playing. Okay, that's pretty much enough of that season. That's enough of them for the day. There's so much more interesting stuff to talk about in this episode, but it was a really cool scene and cool interaction between the two of them and seeing two people that, whether they're one that maybe is legit, depending on what you think, and if you think he's legit, that's one thing. I'm going from now, let's go the other side. That's a con man with bullshit that just spun his web of bullshit to manipulate the situation. Someone that's always thinks she has to be on top of the situation, being called on her bullshit and kind of being blindsided. It was a really cool blindsided moment for Aslaug, and I think both of those performers as performances are doing a great job depicting those characters. I hate Aslaug, and I feel like I should. I feel like the show is telling me I should hate her, and as much as I maybe transfer some of that hate onto the actress, I feel like it's a credit to the actress playing her, especially in this episode, that I think she stepped up her game of, I hate her even more in this episode. And the actor, I'm blanking on his name, but the actor that plays Harbard is a very great actor that always is really cool, really awesome at what he does. Hey, Eric, welcome, and welcome, lady. And she has the nerve to ask him where he's going. He just told you not to try to possess me. Fucking A. So true, lady. Welcome, Eric. Oh, NY says, bye-bye, crazy fans. Gonna miss you. Erlander's scared as shit of me for half the second episode, so yes, he needs to die right now. So where to go next? Let's go to Portage first. So let me get around the bend here to my beginning quotes. So we start out in... Oh, shit. We start out in... Excuse me, guys. Oh, no. Too many sound cues. Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Okay. So celebration throughout the streets of the capital. The northern men are gone. All thanks to Rollo. Sure. So, but Count Odo does not, and not that Odo, a different Odo, Count Odo does not think it's the time to celebrate. He's really pissed off about this situation. So let's hear what Count Odo has to say.
Well, the tribute should not all go to me, Your Highness, but to your warriors and soldiers who have surpassed themselves in courage and proved themselves worthy successors to the armies of Charlemagne.
You are the savior of Paris. Tell me, what can I give you as a reward?
It distresses me to say so, Your Highness, but I fear the trust you have placed in the Northman Rollo is misplaced.
You son of a bitch. I love it, Odo. And I guess I understand the concept of this. I know he's kind of throwing Rollo under the bus here, but I'm all for Odo. I think Odo's the worst. I think Tim Gersh said it perfectly. Odo is the worst. I do think Odo is the worst, but I like this move here. If it was to work out, not knowing what he doesn't know, the pregnancy thing, and I don't think this is going to work out well for him because the seeds have already been laid in. But if Rollo is to betray Ragnar, he's a slimy little bitch. Rollo is the slimiest little bitch in the world. He's a betrayer. He always betrays. He betrayed his brother twice now. So if he can betray his brother, if anything went wrong with him and his Princess Polanski there, what the hell is he going to do? I mean, he has nowhere to go. Maybe that's the essence of it, and where Odo's wrong and assuming that he could ever go anywhere else, because Rollo's sort of stuck into Paris. But I agree with the move in the sense of I wouldn't trust Rollo. He just fucked his everything that was important to him. It's that whole thing with you've seen in so many movies. Oh, you ratted. Oh yeah, well yeah, we're gonna give you what you want. You fucking ratted. Yeah, rat. Thank you for the information. Come over to my side. Come over to my side. And then we can't keep you alive. You're a rat. You ratted to your friends. You're gonna rat to us too. Or in Survivor. Sorry to bring Survivor into Vikings here, but in Survivor, when someone comes from another alliance to your alliance, they just betrayed a bunch of fucking people, and then they came to your side, and they're like, "Yeah, I will never betray you." And yeah, you will. Yeah, you will when it's beneficial to you. And Rollo would probably betray them. So I'm not less pissed off at Rollo than I was last week or the week before. So when it really comes down to it, I am in this moment, I'm the enemy of my enemy is my friend here. And I fucking hate Odo, but he went out like a champ in this episode. I will say that. And I was like, yeah, good move, Odo. Fuck Rollo. He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Let's jump in the chat room. Odin, like, hit me harder. Odo's like, hit me harder. And the dude comes in and starts ripping off his skin. Such a funny moment. And I know it's funny, but just the way it all transitions, it works so well in that sense of for the quick shock and stuff of it and seeing it come in. And you knew it was probably coming. And Odo thought he was going to be coming, but no, it's totally, the whole situation changes. It's so great. Do you want to be fucked by a god? And she has, I'm scrolling back up. She has stage 5 Klinger syndrome. Hey, Eiffel, of course I do. Tim, when someone asks you if you want to fuck a god, you always say yes. Bring me Gozer. I'm all about that. Gozer the Gozerian. I think I think his safe word would have been ignored though. Rollo was like, I'm good at things too.
How so? Has he not guided us well?
Well, it's true. He has.
And we've talked about it a lot. I love the Emperor's performance too. He's over the top, and I love how everything in Paris is sort of over the top, melodrama-y to a certain extent, but it really helps create different moods in each one of our locations. And I've been really enjoying Paris since they've introduced it to the set design of it. Everything is just so well done in this Paris thing, and over the top. It's probably the most over the top of any of the areas, but I accept it and I like it.
Contributed to the defeat of his brother, but that was not for the sake of Paris. It was a quarrel between them. And now Rollo has the upper hand. I fear he may revert to his instincts.
I feel he must revert to his gelatinous state.
Rollo's conversion to Christianity is a joke.
It's a fucking joke. Take it, Odo. Do it. Fucking take it.
For there is nothing else in the mind of the pagan Rollo but the destruction of Paris and its emperor.
After all, your daughter, she can marry someone better and make more sense. Like me, I'd love to teach her what a safe word is.
You may be right.
I am right. And Roland.
Brown Sugar says Rollo made Odo hot.
Affirmative.
Oh no, NY says apparently the way to make a woman hotter is to have her marry Rollo. Rollo made Odo hot. Timo says, I don't like Rollo's Paris look. His wife makes him look less hot. Get rid of the fucking perm. Please, for the love of Odin, get rid of Rollo's shirt. Yes, we need Gerard Depardieu. Oui, I am Rollo. We need that Rollo gone. I agree. Rollo needs to rip off his shirt. Totally wrestling style, like rawr, rip off the fucking shirt and go crazy on the battlefield. More than anything, not that I like seeing Rollo against the rest of the Vikings, but I want to see him jump off that tower like he did last season with his shirt off and just run into the battle and just start killing people. Again, I said this last week, but I'll say it again. Some part of him has to miss that on a deep instinctual level. That if you're good at something and you're loved doing something, and Rollo always said, and I believed him, that he enjoys the fight, enjoys the raid. That's what makes him feel alive. It's not about switching allegiances. I guess it is. It's about completely adopting a different kind of lifestyle and perspective. It's hard for me to believe that that the warrior isn't in there somewhere waiting to bust out, waiting to go crazy. Because again, like I said, if I was sick or I changed or I quit this and I was watching someone else do it, I would be freaking horrified inside. I'd have to get myself out there. I couldn't not do it. I don't know. But again, I'm trying to think about this like me, not like this fucking piece of shit Rollo. Oh yes, French, dirty, shirtless Rollo. We need it. Oh my gosh. I miss Viking Rollo. Duke Rollo is ugh. I can't wait for Junkie Ragnar to go mental on Permhead Rollo. King Ragnar, I can't wait for you to do that, buddy. Seriously though, I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see what Ragnar's immediate reaction is when he first sees him, because we know in real life they would probably just charge each other and kill each other. But in television, we're gonna get a moment where they talk first and interact and get some sort of direct interaction to, gee, look at you, Rollo. You look like, oh my God, you look like the donkey's asshole. Like, what the fuck's up with you? What is up with that hair? Fuck. So the emperor and him.
I believe we can no more trust him than trust the wild boar.
Trust a wild
In case, Your Highness,
fucking boar.
He has now served his purpose.
So the emperor considers this advice. He knows Odo is plotting something against him, but he is, because of what we've seen in the other episodes of the other two people, have really filled the emperor with doubts about Odo already. So he is kind of just trying to you see this guy. He's, what do I do? Well, oh gosh, what do I do? What's my decision here? He has to choose which evil. So the emperor dines with his daughter and son in Rollo, and let's see where that is. And we have the emperor. Does it just continue here, maybe?
Then you must use your power and proceed.
You must prove your power.
Rollo before he can savor and celebrate his triumph, or before he escapes to raise an army against us.
But my daughter.
We'll get over it. She is young and can entertain the prospect of a more
okay, it's number
civilized.
8. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry to play you more of that fucking speech while I'm waiting to get to this one.
I wish to commend you for everything you've done for me. And for Paris.
And for me.
I gave you my word, and I kept it.
Then I drink to you, and salute you, and thank God for you.
Amen.
The defeat of Ragnar Lothbrok will resound down the ages.
What defeat? As long as my brother is still alive, he is not defeated.
He has retreated. His chance to attack again has diminished. And in the meantime, we can continue to build our defenses against him.
You talk.
Victory? Victory? You think this is a victory, Obi-Wan? The shadow of the dark side is over this all. The Clone Wars have begun. Sorry, I just quoted the prequels. You guys can all unsubscribe right now.
If you no longer need me to protect you.
I do not wish to give you that impression.
You should also know that I'm carrying Rollo's child.
You should also know, hey, me and Rollo have been doing it a lot. Sorry for the twerking around with my hat, though. Am I the only one who hates the way they say Paris? Like Paris, it is Paris. In Paris, we know that. So Count Odo eventually sees his mistress. Oh, we skip. Here's the Count Odo and the mistress scene. Quick.
I suppose you're bored with me.
Brown sugar, awesome. I actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I quoted that I think last week. We do not have a language. We just speak in this stupid accent. History of the World Part 2. If you haven't seen it, anybody out there, it's one of Mel Brooks's best movies. Love. I know he's coming back and doing another Spaceballs movie. If he ever brings another one of his properties back, I'd love to see another History of the World movie. Great stuff. For any of you history buffs out there, it's obviously not history accurate, but it's a good satirical view on a couple of, I think on 4 different times in history. So it's a definite amazing watch if you haven't seen it already. And when that comes from a part in the when they're in the French Revolution, and And they're like, oh, everything sucks. Everything sucks. I think it's Cloris Leachman's character. Everything sucks. We're living in houses. We're eating shit. And we don't even have a language. We just keep speaking in these stupid accents. But some people don't ruin the jokes, but that's one of a billion jokes in that. So check it out, please.
I suppose you're bored with me.
You are very amusing, Therese. But I was busy fighting the Northmen. Did nobody tell you?
Of course they told me. You are a great hero.
You are a great hero.
But still, since you returned to the city, you've made no effort to see me. And in the meantime, I've had an interesting idea.
Wouldn't your spider sense be going off crazy here? I don't know. I mean, I guess we're supposed to assume that she's been laying this on for a long time, and this is a good lead up. It's the long con. So at this point, he feels comfortable, and she's just someone he's having a relationship, having a fuck friend relationship with, or so he feels comfortable going into this situation. But I think the way the actress is playing the part, she's playing it like an actress acting. So for my visual standpoint, this is nothing against her. She's doing a great job. She looks great. She's awesome stuff. I think this was I don't know. It took me out of it for a second. I'm like, oh no, she's full of shit. You can't see she's full of shit. Television does that a lot to make sure they're showing the audience that they know, or movies too. They do this a lot in movies and film where I am lying here. So everyone in the audience knows I'm lying, but the character in front of them never suspects for a second. Because to them, they're hearing them talk normally. And I guess that's true in real life to a certain extent. You don't know when people are bullshitting you. But if someone was talking to me like, hey, Phil, you totally can show up at that place tonight. You'll be completely safe. I've got a good idea, too. Remember that game we've been playing when you tied me up and made me watch episodes of Fuller House? Guess what? Phil, of course, this is Joe talking. Of course, Phil, I'm going to tie you up and make you watch episodes of some awful hour-long drama Katie and I like. Whatever. I don't think they watch any awful. I just use that as an example. Critch says, men don't have a spider sense with women. Look at history, Phil. Critch, I cannot refute that. I cannot look. All I need to do is look at my own life history. It's not that far to go. I don't have to go that far back in history to accept that as truth, Critch. So truer words I don't think have ever been spoken in the chat, my friend. Joe trying to tie Phil up. He might be a whole new batch of questions for the Q&A. Oh my gosh. Are all Viking recapture reviews going to be at this time? Damien, they'll either be around this time or right after the episode airs on Eastern Standard Time. It usually flips and flops. I've been tending to have a commitment that I've been having to attain till late nights on Thursdays lately, so it's been tougher to do them afterwards because I don't watch the episode till way later. But it's one of two times. Usually, unless there's something odd schedule-wise. It'll either be Friday starting around 11 or 12 Eastern Standard Time, or they will be 11:30 right after the episode, 11:15 to 11:30 right after the episode airs on the East Coast. I've been tending to do, I think it's almost been just split down the middle. About 5 have been during the day, and by the end of the season, and about 5 will be at night. Maybe a few more have been during the day lately, just because of some stuff that's been going on. So I do appreciate you being able to check this out. And I say this a lot, but when I do daytime casts, this is part of the reason why I love doing daytime casts, because I get so many new faces that I haven't seen in a while or haven't seen before. So yeah, that is the best answer I can give. It's Vikings and Better Call Saul are sort of flexi reviews that are one of the two times. Lately, they've been more the next day. So if that answers your question horribly, I know that's you. The Q&A is coming. I'm like, you're going to answer questions like that, Phil? Just answer a fucking question. Is this the time? Not always. There's the answer. In Malaysia, it's midnight. So yeah. Oh, dude, welcome from Malaysia. Holy shit, dude. Thank you for checking it out. And so glad that we happen to be on at the right time for you to be able to check us out live. It's really awesome to have you and really great to see you in the chat room, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. NY says, I'm going to be suspicious of any women who want to tie me up and whip me. I don't care how sick of a perv I am. Project says use magic cups. I think anybody, and I'm gonna go unisex on this one. I want to say that if anyone has ever had a crazy relationship in their life, somebody that has gone nutty, whether it be a male or female in a moment, I'm not talking sexual nutty, but had that sort of shift, the basic instinct kind of thing. Maybe it was a weird, awkward breakup. I think everyone's probably been that person. I've been that person in a breakup too. So most likely people have had that kind of relationship here and there. We've all either been that awkward person that's stalking the girl outside that's thinking, if you're like, yeah, everyone's done that, Phil. But you know what I mean? That's making a phone call that they shouldn't. And everyone's been the person to have a person do that to them at different stages of your life. I mean, I would make people assumptions like, no, I never did that, Phil. Never neither of them. Don't say make assumptions like that. Some people, a large percentage of people. So I could freaking relate to it. So what I'm saying is, if that's ever happened before, until you really, really trust somebody, anybody that wants to tie you up or do anything, my mind goes there. Or if you've just seen the movie Basic Instinct, that movie alone fucks with your mind on a different level. Walking David said, you read my journal, didn't you, Phil? Sorry, Walking David. Sim says, and she really likes it that people are all nice. She said a lot of free public transportation. Oh, very cool. My friend lives in Malaysia, and she really likes it there. A lot of people are really nice, and there's a lot of free public transportation. Everyone has a crazy relationship. Walking David. Oh, sorry. Static. Sorry for the static for a second, if you guys even heard it. Okay, so Count Odo eventually. Let's get to Count Odo and his mistress. Where is it? Count Odo's whipping. Number 12.
Strike.
Strike. Oh, yeah. Give it to me.
Harder.
Are you sure?
Yes, much harder. I really felt that. No. Harder.
If you insist.
Jeffrey says, never allow a woman to tie you up. I was warned. Welcome back, Sam. And Timo says, of course, it's natural for the mind to go there, no matter how much trust is there. Very, very good point. This was so interesting. I got to play this in its full entirety and listen to this. Here we go. I'll show you.
Harder.
Are you sure?
Yes, much harder. I really felt that.
Harder.
No,
silly.
Harder.
If you insist.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Roland. Oh, Odo. Who would have thought? You're like a son to me.
Yes, Walking David says, we're hearing the audio out of context. Not have watched it's just fucking hilarious. Yeah, I can imagine, buddy. And holy shit, this might just make my voicemail, the audio.
Really?
Oh, yes. How could you do this to me? How could you do this?
Roland, I beg you. Oh, please.
I'm sorry, guys. I
Strike.
Let me talk about this in the background while it's going on again, because I have to hear this again. So this is just one of the most hilarious scenes they have ever.
Yes, much harder. I really felt that.
Sorry, wow. Well, this is one of the most hilarious scenes that they have ever done. Just the way it's set up visually. It's just so great. Seeing Odo being knocked off his horse, literally.
Roland. Oh, Odo.
Kurt says, a friend of mine says he likes to marry every few years so he can give away half of everything he has, but he saves him the trouble of replacing his credit cards every month after a night in a no-tell motel. Odo, never had a chance. Walking David, harder. I barely felt that one. Bleep.
Who would have thought? How could you? You're like a son to me. Strike.
Strike.
Harder.
Last time, sorry.
Are you sure?
Yes, much harder. I barely felt that. No, harder.
If you insist.
Roland.
What are you doing, Roland?
Who would have thought? How could you? You're like a son to me. Really?
No, I don't want Joe to shut the fuck up. I just wanted some background music to go with that because it needed it. Holy shit, that was just such a fun scene. I'm sorry for playing that like 8 times, guys. It just like losing, not even doing a podcast for a while there and just getting lost. You see my eyes? They sort of rolled the back of my head there, like listening to that. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so awesome. This is so awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, poured the song. Some weird shit's going on in my house. I can hear some banging going on. Someone's banging at the door. Stop that! Harder, please, harder. It's just so fucking amazing. Okay, that was some incredible stuff by Odo. Great scene, and eventually, Odo's blood splats all across everywhere. Odo's dead. Ding dong, Odo's dead. And then we get our final scene of Paris. Paris? Well, play.
Has been executed by my order for disloyalty and high treason. You deceived me.
You deceived me.
Even though I trusted and rewarded him. And for such deception and treachery, there can only ever be one punishment.
Jeffrey, I think I just thought of a fan edit. Sorry, Tim. I might have to borrow your borrow the Tim Shut the Fuck Up Tim theme song and make a clip of that Vikings scene once it's uploaded somewhere. So similar to the Walking Dead ending thing, where that scene, the porn music kicks in once the other dude starts whipping Odo. I think that needs to happen.
The grace will now be entrusted.
Damien, we say this a lot. I could not agree more. I think Wessex stuff is so interesting. I'd love to see it have its own show. Oh wow, the sun's coming out and I'm getting washed out. I suddenly become a vampire when the sun comes out.
The grace will now be entrusted completely with the defense of our realm. This is the iron hand of Francia. I give it to your grace as a symbol of my favor.
Thank you, Father. You have made the right choice.
Oh, well, see, this is what I mean. There's a quote, but then there's this long gap. I'm like, oh, I can walk away for a second and check on my dog. No, I can't. I thought I paused this and sort of stepped right. So eventually, as someone said in the chat, the whipping girl, I forget her name, she comes over to the Emperor and kind of just gets into his face and starts to put her claws in to probably fully make her and that other dude's manipulation plan come to full fruition of, it seems to all be a part of a plan, and part of it was getting Odo out of the way because he was too smart, or payback and all that stuff we heard earlier in the season. So now this is her kind of trying to get her claws into the Emperor, and the Emperor is totally going to be manipulated by her very soon. I am watching you, Phil. French Emperor will bang that whipping chick. Absolutely, King Ragnar. You're so right, Timo. I'd be surprised if the Emperor even has that has manly parts. Timo, you fucking cracked me up as always. Okay, so that basically is Paris. Let's leave Paris for the evening. Bye, Paris. Great to talk to you. Great to talk about you. So let's get to the next part of our story that we're going to be discussing, which is, of course, not of course, you don't know where I'm going next, which is Wessex. King Ecbert returned to Mercia. Great Wessex stuff this week. Holy crap. I love Ecbert. Ecbert's becoming next level manipulating crazy balls of awesomeness is what he's becoming. I sort of started to call him crazy. I'm like, no, crazy pants different. Don't want to confuse my crazy. Because Ecbert's not crazy. He's not crazy. He's just so calculating. And I also forgot to mention at the beginning, I love the parallels that we get between the Emperor. I think I skipped a line, but the Emperor and Ecbert at different points in the episode when someone tells them that they're pregnant says how strange life is, as they say. An interesting parallel between both the leaders. Ecbert for president. Yeah, Ecbert's amazing. Love Wessex. Ecbert is another favorite character of the show, even though he can be a dick. Welcome. Love seeing Kimi from Lost get work. Yep. I do love seeing him. I don't know the actor's name, but he was awesome in Lost playing that soldier. He plays evil and like an asshole really well. And as he was starting to go crazy with everything, loved him on Lost. Love him in pretty much. Joe knows him from something else too. Pretty much every time I've seen him pop up in different things, I enjoy that actor. So it's really exciting to see him working on Vikings. And I was pumped his character came back. Yeah, Ecbert is the fucking man. So let's get to Ecbert's speech here. And am I in the right number? No, it's number 3. Okay, Ecbert's speech is incredible here as he comes back. And I love when Ecbert is talking to Judith and telling her the stuff about your son is blessed by Athelstan or whatever. From behind his back, you can see Crazy Pants. It foreshadows, or not even like a big foreshadow in the sense that no one could not know what she's doing. She's just rolling her eyes in the back of her head so far at Ecbert. Ecbert's talking, oh, Judith, I want to make love to you, blah, blah, blah. And Crazy Pants, Quenforth, is just watching the whole thing from behind like, you fucking bastard. You fucking bastard, Quenforth. What a dick. And going, this show is brought to you by PBS. You know, it's just, she's just, this show is brought to you by Crazy Pants. I totally screwed that up. Wait, let me try it. This eye roll is brought to you by Crazy Pants. Please saying her final goodbye to the Vikings audience in full Crazy Pants mode. Okay, enough of that shit. Enough of that shit. And why I love how Ecbert is like, yeah, I know I'm going to hell. Just have at me, God. Why don't we just call it a deal? I'll go to hell. Just let me have fun here. Queen Piss is down. Is down. King Aho is next. Yeah, I agree. And I think it's interesting that we did see him in the previews for next week looking all pissed off and seeing them have sort of a conflict. And I think that's going to be a big leading conflict. And I'm curious how Ailey is going to handle all of this. Not diplomatically, that's for sure. I mean, I don't mean he's going to start a war over. I just mean he's going to say some shit. Yeah, thank God Crazy Pants is gone, says Terrence. And Ecbert is going to take a shit on King Ailey, says Jamie. Oh. This Ecbert shit is brought to you by Crazy Pants. Ecbert's like, do you want to see my scars? You want to know how I got my scars? I fucking love Ecbert. He's fucking great. So let's listen to a little bit of Ecbert if I have the right number here.
Indeed. We have won a great victory in Mercia. God be praised. God be praised.
And there is no more ruling council.
Not when the councillors all lie abed in the earth. No.
And Wixton.
He has renounced all this world and gone on a final pilgrimage to Rome. I let him.
Then I am queen again.
Judith, have you any news of your husband or of Alfred?
No, sire, there is no news.
We must hold a special mass to pray for them.
Terrence, Ecbert can take a shit on me any day. I got a man crush. Crit says, I love how he's keeping Ragnar's son as a hostage against his return. Great stuff. Timo says, this episode killed someone in every location except the main one who needs to die, Aslaug. Well, the last of her dignity died, we'll say.
I know the boy is safe. Athelstan walks beside him. Every step, every mile.
Brown Sugar, good question. I think we're to assume that it is Ragnar's son from everything we've been told. That we're not to think that Crazy Pants was lying about that. But it's a good point. It's a good point. I don't necessarily trust her and trust that she's going to be honest. Part of what she said to Ecbert, I think was last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago. I don't trust you because you remind me of me. And you're a manipulator and you're a liar. I'm a manipulator and a liar too. I'm just a little crazier than you. And as we hear later in the episode, and I wish I was, born a man, so I could fight you and kill you and take over and blah, blah, blah. So it was very interesting to see Crazy Pants in this moment. And I honestly don't know if she's telling the truth about what Ragnar is his name? Magnus?
I'm my son.
Crazy Pants was a slut bucket, Timo. Very good point. So that, I guess that's my point. Like with Crazy Pants, you don't know for sure. She could any of those. Well, we know she did turn down. Was it Rollo she turned down? Where she was like, no, not without my. What does that mean? It means not without my permission. Fifth Element.
And now, forgive me. I am weary and must rest.
This new curse term is brought to you by Timo. Calling Aslaug a slut bucket since 1989. Sorry. Inspiration bounces. Got to take advantage of it. Okay. So that is that scene right there between the two of them. And Quenfirth is pregnant she's exciting news. Quenfirth's pregnant for the second time. It's again a child of a great warrior. Let's get to the quote sheet to see where we go to our next English quote. Here we go. Number 7. Amazing radio of me. I call it radio.
After such great exertion.
Amazing radio of me flipping through quotes. Okay, everybody, this is the exciting part of the podcast. Beep, 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 beep.
Forgive me, I had to come and see you. We have important matters to discuss between us.
Indeed.
You know, of course, that I am with child.
And who, pray?
I just realized I had the chat on, and I was I was actually still talking to the camera there. I was like, this is me going beep, beep, beep. Sorry. I like having you guys up. I like having the chat up. It's fun. It's hard to do. I mentioned this before, but it's hard to do when I have Joe and Katie in the stream too, because it's more bandwidth to hold. So sometimes when you do the screen share thing, it will screw up. But I am able to do it a lot more in some of the single podcasts to be able to have you guys joining me in the chat, the motherfucking chat, live on the screen right now. Again, so some of you guys that are watching this later can check out some of the comments in real time right now in the discussion. So welcome. Athelwulf's life sucks. Wife cheats on him with a monk. And his father's his child. Dad takes his wife for a mistress and wants the kid to be his heir. His wife murders his mistress and his unborn child. He's walking to Rome all by himself or not all by himself. He has a couple people with him, but he's away while all this is happening. And yeah. I was saying this last week. Out of all these people in Wessex that are all not very great people, I feel probably the worst for Athelwulf.
Father.
No, Terrence. The Soprano podcast did not go by the wayside. It will be back this summer. My co-host Matt is a teacher full-time, and he gets busy during the school year, and we've just had trouble touching base about it and figuring out a time to do it through like scheduling and shit. But The Sopranos will definitely be back this summer. Also accompanied with Matt on another podcast that we're going to be doing a craft beer podcast of some sort or a live show of some sort. And hopefully Joe will be involved in that as well and some more of Matt's friends. So look out for that. Matt will definitely be back involved in the channel a lot more in the summertime. I just didn't want to that was a project that Matt and I had talked about for a long time. So I wanted to make sure that's one of those shows I want to make sure I can only do when Matt and I can both do it. So So yeah, it absolutely will not disappear. We will definitely be doing the rest of The Sopranos in some fashion. Some parts of it, we may eventually get to a point where we do a couple of episodes in a row, have one episode where we talk about a couple of episodes. It might change a little bit just so we can easier get through the whole series, talk about a whole season, whatever. We'll talk more about that when we get back to doing it, but it's definitely coming back for anybody that has watched that.
Aethelwolf.
When will Ragnar die? When the blind man will see. Wait, I gotta put on. When the blind man see, and the ratings have told us so. But if you mean in the show, I think either the end of the season or towards the beginning of next is when he'll die. And by that, I mean, there's a 20-episode season. I don't think he's going to die in the next 2 episodes. I think it's either going to be in the very back half of that season or it will be early in season 5.
Yes.
Especially depending on how much of a time jump that they do. I think he's going to die, and then they're going to do a big time jump, and then we're going to come back, and some of Ragnar's kids are going to be older, and then we're going to be following Ragnar's kids. I think that's how it's going to manifest itself into existence when it happens. When he does die, there's going to be a big time jump, and then we're going to touch in, and then the series is going to turn into like even more multiple perspectives with the Vikings, and then we're probably going to follow each one of Ragnar's kids on each one of his different adventures. At least that's how I see the show probably going, depending on how far they want to take it.
After you rescued me, we formed an attachment.
Timo, I don't want to get too far off the beaten path right there, but needless to say, Timo, that those things are absolutely coming. Some of them we might do as whole series reviews, but we are going to definitely be doing more classic series coming on as well. Oz, The Wire are 2 definites, and Boardwalk Empire are 3 I can say without hesitation that will be covered at one point in time on this channel.
A sincere attachment.
And Terrence, absolutely don't apologize. Don't. We have an open discussion forum here. We do mainly talk about the episodes that we're talking about, but as time develops, and we'll talk more about this when we finally do the Q&A, a couple questions lead to is that we're gonna, we have an open forum discussion here when it really comes down to it. These are reviews and recaps, and we try to stick to the main point, but I don't mind answering anything about any of our shows when it comes down to scheduling and time and all that sort of stuff. You don't have to pull my leg to go on a rant or to go off in another direction and find my way back to the beginning. So let's do this.
How strange life is.
Bjorn Ubi, I can't pronounce that. I'm going to destroy that. Next one, Sigurd, Ivar, and Magnus, all Ragnar's sons. Yes, Dave. I'm really excited about doing something with Carmine in the Game of Thrones season, and a huge thank you, as I always say, but huge thank you to Carmine for that amazing mention on his channel today. And it's going to be really fun to have Carmine jumping into the live chat. He's in the live chat anyway during other shows, so we'll get to see him in the live chat during Game of Thrones, and then we're going to figure something. He's going to be on, definitely sharing his thoughts and calling in and having probably a segment. I don't know how it's going to actually happen yet. Carmine and I have to talk about the logistics of it all, how it'll actually happen. But you heard him. He's going to be calling in and being a part of the show. So if anyone's a fan of Red Team, please make sure you're subscribed to our Game of Thrones recaps so we can hear Carmine talking about some Game of Thrones in some real time. It's going to be fun. Yeah, Carmine in the podcast is going to be fucking great. I've done some podcasts, something I've never seen the light of day. A couple of ones, the other thing, Carmine's great, super funny guy, and I'm excited to definitely have him sharing his thoughts on the podcast whenever he can, but every week if he wants to call in and we're going to kind of give him a forum to kind of go, Carmine, you go for a few minutes and share his thoughts, and then get him in the discussion stuff too. So it's really exciting. I'm really, really excited and really thankful that he is going to do that. And obviously we're going to do some more crossovers with some other Game of Thronesers this season too. So lots of fun stuff's going to be happening for this coming season. So I know you're pushing me right there. I have to struggle not to just talk about Game of Thrones. So Ecbert, he returns to Mercia. He has exciting news. Quen first, blah, blah, blah. How strange life is. Let's see this.
Have you told Judith?
I have told no one but you. I also need to return to Mercia as her true queen by your good graces.
You are
giant Davos in my pants, Dave.
no longer Queen of Mercia.
Huge.
But if the council are all dead and Wigston is
You are no longer the queen. Because I am the king.
What do you mean?
You are the king of Mercia.
And of Wessex.
What are you
Together.
talking about?
Yes.
So,
Worth.
yeah, take her out of here. Get her the fuck out of here. Wow, Ecbert, you's as cold as ice. You don't want to sacrifice anything, motherfucker. Wow, good job by Ecbert there. Amazing stuff. Great interaction between them, and way to just, when he's evil, when he gets that evil switch, when he turns the hat around, Sly Stallone and over the top style, gets into the arm rush, he's going to take down whoever he wants, and he doesn't give a shit. It's really, the actor is killing it. That's more than anything. That's why I want Wessex to have its own show, because this actor, before they jump time and then it's a different generation and his part's done on this show, I really hope he gets the attention he deserves for this amazing performance as Ecbert. He is bringing so much to this show, to the point where we are out here, Joe and I, every week, there's people in the chat right now that are saying it too, that he needs his own show, this guy. So amazing stuff. Reminds me almost of like Don Log or whatever his name, Bullock now, and he was on lots of other stuff on Sons of Anarchy briefly too. That actor, when he's on Vikings, you're like, oh, he's awesome. He needs his own show. Just some actors, they're just so big in talent that you feel like they can just carry something. And I feel like Ecbert, when he's full on Ecbert, I want to see him play a villain in more things. He does it super well. Did you guys hear that Vikings been renewed for season 5? Yep, 20 more episodes, Damien. 20 more motherfucking episodes. As the discussion in the chat is going amazing right now. Oh my gosh, I have to fight to look at it. Keep it going. By all means, don't stop it, but I have to not look at that right now. Otherwise, this thing's good. You're gonna hear the record scratch. We're gonna be like, okay, Vikings is over. Time for a different discussion. Which might still happen. Okay, so here we go. Before the ruling council of Mercia was killed, Ecbert had to sign the documents. So then we get into, she goes to Judith to try to beg, she goes to Judith to beg Judith for some help. And Judith is like, okay, I'll help you. And Judith goes to Ecbert and kind of talks to Ecbert and is like, did you really do this? Are you really this evil? What are you doing? And kind of bitches at him a little bit. He kind of tells her to stay in his place. Judith goes to Ecbert and this is where he asks for her forgiveness. I cannot ask for God's forgiveness at all. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. I'm already beyond that. Great confession. But I love you. And to be all honest, please, Judith, don't forsake me. In all honesty, I don't know if telling the truth was convenient to his point there, or he needed to, or he's just bullshitting, but I believed him. I think he really does have love for Judith in a similar way because she touched Athelstan, and it's a way of being inside Athelstan, or having Athelstan inside of him. However you say that, that's the most dirty way of saying that. So I think there are some elements of that. So I think he believes what he's saying here. Maybe that's me, and I always say I'm the naive one of the team. That's why I have Joe with me at all times. I'm like, I totally believe you, man. But I do kind of believe him that he does care about Judith, and he cares about Judith's opinion of him. That he doesn't give a fuck about. He's already going to hell. He accepts that. But in this life, for some reason, I give a shit about what you think about me, Judith. I don't know. Ecbert has a heart. I think so. Oh my goodness, NY. Get out of now. Are you reading my diary? Oh my gosh. But he does. It's just really warm. And someone also said this before, that he is holding Ragnar's kid hostage so that when Ragnar comes back, he's like, look, I'm taking care of your kid. Everything's all right. Because there's also a scene that I'm yada overing the end of this a little bit. But Queen Quenfirth tries to leave town. She tries to sneak out, but they grab her and they pull her back in, and she's kind of being kept a prisoner, and she's brought up before Ecbert, and she's like, oh, I don't want to stay here. I'm leaving. If I'm nothing, I'm leaving. And he goes, well, you have to stay here because I need you for manipulation, Ragnar, to show the kid. So yeah, I need you, and you're going to have my grandkid too. So I need you here too. And I also forgot to mention in that scene, she tells Ecbert that she has Athelwulf's son. She also tells Judith in that scene between the two of them that she has Athelwulf's son. So she's trying to make something happen here. She's scurrying about, trying to throw crazy pants at the wall and make something stick. So this can't be the end of it, though. So she sneaks in. Crazy Pants sneaks in Ecbert's room at night. Oh, well, she sneaks past a guard, stabs a guard in the side of the neck, and goes full on Crazy Pants with him. Critch says, I love a woman that can handle a dagger. Yes, Ecbert is kind of complex. I only find Judith to be okay. I like the French incest check better. Judith is super hot. Superficial level, I agree with you. Performance-wise, I like Judith better. If it depends what we're discussing. If we're discussing things strictly from, oh, I think I like young Ragnar over applesauce in the way they look, sort of way, then I agree with you. I'm more of a fan of Whipping Chick visually. But Judith, her performance and the character is growing on me. Well, he's better than Odo. Anyone's better than Odo. They found a Viking village in Canada. I saw that, and that is freaking crazy that the Vikings made it that far. There's always rumors that they made it to North America in down the Great Lakes and shit like that. There's that commercial that goes on during or right after Vikings. Viking Laura Smith says that's how the Minnesota Viking, that sort of shit. So it's just crazy to see how far the Vikings really did make it around the world, how much they really did discover. If they had better record keeping, everything would have already been attributed to them, but they didn't keep the best of records. Yeah, there's runestones in Midwestern USA. That news was coming out over the last week. Really crazy shit. That's just I love that kind of stuff. In an alternate life that I would have gone to that much schooling and stuff like that, almost in the Captain Picard way. I would have liked to be like an archaeologist finding shit like that because I want to be Indiana Jones and Captain Picard, not because I want to do what actually archaeologists really do. I want to do all the fun stuff that you see on TV. So not in real life. Oh, we're just getting more and more foreplay here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, because it slips into the next scene. Here we go.
Forbidden from entering.
I must see the king.
It is impossible.
Oh yes. Sorry guys, I'm simulating Crazy Pants' face during this scene. Hurt my neck. If my physical therapist was watching this, she'd be horrified with what I just did to my neck.
Things could have been so much better.
Yes, things could always be better.
I will now be doing Crazy Pants the whole for this.
How does it feel to be so close to death? Mighty King Ecbert. You know that I will kill you. One stab and my unborn child is the future ruler of Wessex.
Of course.
Hack! Cry fury and all let loose the dogs of war!
You could kill me, but if you kill me...
Oh, what a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in wisdom and sex and all that Shakespearean shit!
My gods will kill you with no questions asked.
Do you know what would have been better for me? Can you even imagine?
Let's slip the wars. Yep. Thank you for that correction. Yes, I appreciate it. Yes. Let's slip the dogs of war, motherfucker. I don't know if I'm quoting Shakespeare there or Star Trek 6. I know that there's nothing like Shakespeare in the true Klingon. Yes. Yes, King Ragnar, it is. That way there's not another claim upon the throne for for Applesauce's son that he's setting up to completely rule everything. He basically is setting this up so some part of Applesauce is going to succeed him. Thank you, Tim. Cry havoc. Thank you, buddy. Yes, if that character is Alfred the Great, then yes. Dave, it's so excited to have you be part of the chat. Finally be part of the Pepper Song. It wouldn't let me. I was always here for the vids, but now I can be part of the crew. It's so great to have you, Dave. And I know YouTube has improved the chat client. I was in talks for a while with their tech team about that shit. And like, I was the little gnat that kept emailing them every week on it. Hey guys, so many people. I'm not saying I made any difference, but I definitely bothered those fuckers. So they finally sent me an email that said, we're fixing that. Sorry. Please stop sending us emails. They didn't say that. But.
Oh, Judith. You killed.
Yeah, little known fact about Alfred the Great. He was an excellent butler for Bruce Wayne and helped him become Batman.
Silver.
Thank you, Tim. Good one. And I missed that for the first time I watched it. She said, now, Judith, you've killed 2 or something like that. At first, I was like, what's she mean? Oh, she's pregnant. Yeah, okay. She killed the kid, too.
Look what you have made me.
Welcome, Jim, from Australia. From Austria, not Australia. Sorry, I read that wrong. Welcome from Austria. Holy crap, buddy.
Come.
Great to see you, Jim. Jim Tonic. Oh, you make me want some love. Great name. Love seeing some great new faces or people that maybe have been ninjas in the background and haven't had an opportunity to jump in the live chat before. Makes me smile. It's really great to talk to all of you here on a Friday where I am. I don't know what time it is, what date it is, where some of you guys are. I know time zones are a bitch, but it is 1 p.m. on a Friday afternoon on the East Coast in the United States where I am right now. So thank you to everybody that might be joining us from around the world right now, or in any part, might be down the street or around the world. Someone as close as maybe Al's a Red Sox fan or any of you people that are further away. I so appreciate all of you guys that are in the chat right now jumping in. Oh, nice and taunting. Awesome.
Crown you king.
So there we go. Death of little Quenfirth. And Judith turns her over. Look what you made me do, as the blood drips on the floor. And that is all of the Wessex stuff. Very good stuff there in Wessex. Ecbert, great. Death of Crazy Pants was a really awesome way to go out. Great visual, well done, well performed on everybody. I'm going to really miss Crazy Pants. She brought a lot to the part, but I'm glad that Vikings, and someone said this in the chat earlier, are sort of clearing the deck here. So I think they can have even more focus on the Vikings stuff. So really good stuff. Really, really fun things going on in Wessex. Oh, wow. Greece. Greetings from Greece. We got ninjas all over the world right now. Fucking amazing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Good job. Okay, so let's get into the last section of our review today, or recap today, which is, of course, now I can say of course, which is, of course, the northern group, Ragnar and his crew. Okay, it's been far too long since we got into here. So first thing I want to say about this section, and we talked to her later, but I just want to say right off the bat, we see her on the ship. Helga is fine. I love Helga. She's great. Love the actress's performance. I'm glad that she's still on the show. When they were doing those things, I think it was last season when they had him in, what was Bjorn's wife's name? I forget her name. And they sort of were all spending a lot of time together. I really do love the actress that plays Helga. I think she brings a lot to the role in her interactions with Floki. They have excellent chemistry. And it was good to see her back and not dead and see that the runestones helped. And seeing her scene with Floki was really strangely emotional for me in this section. So, Porin, thank you. Yes, Helga and Lagertha are the best females in the show. Holy shit, yes. Lagertha. Oh, God. I love Lagertha so much. Someone said it in the chat earlier, too. Can Lagertha just rule them all? Can she wear the one ring? One ring for Lagertha to rule them all. I do miss Siggy, too. Which, in Siggy is an interesting one because I wasn't always the biggest fan of the actress. I didn't love her on Heroes, and I think you weren't supposed to like her on Glee. I think she did a good job on Glee. But she was such a dislikable character. So to see that actress play someone that I really love so much, like Siggy, and even see the transition that she made from the beginning of the first season until when she became sort of one of the crew, really good, really great evolution of character by the actress. By the actress formerly known as Siggy. Jim, thank you so much for jumping in. Great to see you. Great to have you share your thoughts. She played the Glee director's wife in the first couple of seasons. Schuster's wife. Oh my goodness. And greetings from Norwegian in Sweden. Welcome. Sweden Ninja in the house. Wow. Fucking amazing. Great to hear all of you. And thank you for all jumping in the chat and sharing your thoughts and saying hello so we know that you guys are out there. I love you ninjas as much as I love all of our friends in the motherfucking chat. So it's great to see the ninjas popping their heads up and doing the ninja vanish thing and be like, hi, I've been here the whole time, motherfuckers. So it's really great to see you guys. And thank you for all your support every week in our Vikings recaps or any other recaps that you guys happen to watch. So huge thanks, huge love to all of our friends around the country right now, around the country and the world. So, isn't Floki brothers with Eric Norman True Blood in real life? So hard to believe it's like Vinny chasing drama. One's on Viking Quest. Victory! I've said this before, I'll say it again. When Joe first tried to get me to watch Vikings, like season 1, Joe was on Vikings, watching it from the very beginning. Phil, you gotta watch the show. I think my first reaction to him, my guttural response was, well, I'm not watching that unless Johnny Drama's on it, yelling victory. Viking Quest? Are you serious? So, shit's on me, right? Fucking shit's on me on that one. Critch says, by the way, in history, Odo or his son survives and stole the throne for a while. The first Duke of Normandy, and thus the ancestor of William the Conqueror of England, was named Rollo. Good information, Critch. Thank you for the historical context. I do really appreciate that stuff, as I am not a history expert. I do, or I haven't looked up that stuff. So either way, it's really great to have that information out there and shared in the chat. So huge thanks, Critch. Timo says, though, Eric Northman is also the brother of the guy in Hemlock Grove. Awesome. Victory! Victory! We need it. We need some character at some point in the show to be tongue-in-cheek yell, victory! Victory! Michael Hurst is writing his own drama. Hello, welcome. I am Joe and Crowless, but welcome to the show, my friend. Great to see you. Welcome to the Ost. I'm not going to Ostitome. I'm not going to destroy your name. I'm just going to say Ost. I am destroying. Wait. Fill the Issues Guy, destroying names since 1994. Sorry, had to be done. Okay, so here we go to the beginning of our Vikings section of the episode. Vikings. I love this opening. God fucking love you, Lagertha.
And Lothbrok. We thought no one can stand in this way. In our world, we cannot accept.
I think we all do, OST. I think you speak for the world as a whole that we are blessed to have Joe's Walking Dead rants in this world. Somebody, someday, somewhere. It's a long process, but I'd love if I could timestamp each one of Joe's rants and loop them all together in one video one day. It's probably gonna take a lot of time someday, but that'd be hilarious. If any friends of the show want to do a fan edit of that, I fully give you permission to edit together a Joe rant. Send it to me. I'll upload it.
We cannot accept failure. Someone is always responsible for failure.
Oh, yes, Damien. Sorry. I thought you meant he was writing something independent of Vikings. But yeah, he is. Because Ragnar's story isn't set in stone. It's wrapped up in a lot of history, a lot of myth, and a lot of legend. So he's taking it and sort of straight up taking all those elements and organizing it to his perspective and his storyline of Ragnar. And so he's kind of writing his own history. Great point.
If I were you, I wouldn't talk about Ragnar Lothbrok like that to my face.
And then I love how after that scene, she looks over to Ragnar like, I know I can't, it's horrible, but I agree with this son of a bitch. Like, what's wrong with Ragnar? And then Bjorn just straight up says to him,
You know, this weakens you. This weakens you in every way.
Every fucking way. And the look on Ragnar's face, I could not even possibly simulate it because Travis is just such an amazing, Travis Fimmel's fucking amazing actor. This was another one of those moments, a junkie moment. I know. Sort of stupid, fucking great stuff. I just love you, Lagatha. So yes, everybody, please, if if you guys have a favorite Joe rant that you know is from an episode that you want, I gotta create a document, maybe a Google Doc or something, so everyone can add one if you know the episode it's in, just to tell me so I'm prepared to look for it if I ever do something like that. It'd probably be something similar, maybe just take a couple of those specific rants and do a promotional video similar that we did with the Shit Buddies video for next season of The Walking Dead, where Walking Dead's coming back. Get ready for this, and playing a couple of Joe rants or something like that with some porn music or something. So if anyone has specific dates, if you put them in the chat right now, I might not be able to keep them, but if you want to share them in this video later or share them on, like I said, maybe a Google Doc that I'll create at a later date or something, or email me at igotissuesman@gmail.com or tweet me. Any of those ways are better to tell me about Joe rants, and I can work on putting that together at some point. That was one of the best, actually, Tebow. That was one of his first ones, too. That one of his first big ones. I love when there's a certain point in our show's history where Joe was trying to be all cool and calm, and then he just lost it in an episode of The Walking Dead. And it was all downhill after that. Oh, my gosh. Or just porn. The Fine brothers crossed their legs after that. The Fine brothers are... The Fine brothers were some of the slimiest bastards back and forth. It was really great stuff. So he's lost the faith in the myth of Ragnar Lothbrok. Agatha I don't take too kindly to people talking shit about Ragnar Lothbrok in front of me. But she ultimately kind of gives him the same look, gives him sort of a backhanded look like you're in trouble. Bjorn says, yeah, you're fucked. So then as they're riding along, let's see, let's get back over here. Number 4. Ragnar starts to get inspiration. He's Bjorn, come here.
What?
What's going on?
Tell everyone. We're going to make camp here. Why would we camp here?
Why? You know, I'm your fucking king. Don't fucking ask me why. And Ragnar gets the point of inspiration. We mentioned this earlier, maybe because of the drugs, maybe looking at things in a different perspective, maybe just a stink of genius left in him that gets pushed out. And something we were talking about last week where we see a great Ragnar move. And yeah, this was a great plan.
Just do it. I want to know why. I don't need to know why. Show the horns! We camp here!
Thank you so much. I would actually love to work on this, be an extra on the set of Vikings. A good friend of the show, the one and only Eric Nolan, awesome dude, works on as an extra on Game of Thrones and on Vikings. Has he's said that to me before. He's like, oh, if you ever wanted to come out here, you totally would be awesome as an extra on the show just because of the long hair and the whatever. So I really do appreciate that. Would be amazing. If anyone want, but they're not flying me. Even if I auditioned or something, they were like, oh, you'd be great. They wouldn't fly me out for that. But if anyone from Vikings is watching, I would happily do it for nothing. I'd happily be an extra on the show for the price of a ticket and a sleeping bag on the floor of the set to sleep on. So please. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So we do. He was a wildling last season, and I'm not sure how much I can say about what his things are this season, so I'm going to kind of speak around, not necessarily talk about that, but once the episodes happen, I'll mention it, but he's definitely got more of a role in this season than he has in past season, but I believe he was at Hardhome. I'm pretty sure he was in the Hardhome scene, and there's been a couple of other Game of Thrones scenes that he's been in. He was one of Finehair's bodyguards in the episode that Finehair shows up in this and earlier in this season of Vikings. He's one of the guys that's like right to the side of Finehair when he walks in and greets Aslaug. So he's been in a lot of cool stuff. And if anyone's seen the video that a couple of the Game of Thrones direwolves people say hi to me, that's thanks to him. So huge thanks to Eric Nolan for all the love you show the show and for both The Walking Dead. Both Game of Thrones and Vikings. So he's awesome. Tell him to kill Aslaug. Eric, if you're watching this, do you have any influence to kill Aslaug? But yes, and also Eric Nolan is amazing singer as well. You can subscribe to his SoundCloud for some he's like a really awesome singer. So cool stuff. If you're watching, Eric, lots of love to you, buddy. Let's go. Let's continue. Is Sunday season 2 recap? What was that, Timo? Tell him to kill Aslaug. Is Sunday the season 2? Yeah, we're gonna be doing a season. Yeah, and then yes, exactly. At around 4:35 p.m., we'll be starting the watch through of Game of Thrones on Sunday. If people are interested in rewatching season 2 with us, we're gonna do a season 2 rewatch and talk about the episodes and have some fun with Joe and Kate and the crew. Steph will be joining us too for a big chunk of it. And then the following week on Sunday, we'll be doing our Game of Thrones preview show where we talk about all the preview stuff, get Joe's thoughts on all of that, and kind of express our hype as much as possible we can for Game of Thrones. So Ragnar, he goes, let's climb up there. Let's do the thing. And then we get this scene of Ragnar, of everyone asking him what we're doing here.
What are we doing here?
Yes. We also want to know, what is the point of making camp here?
When we ought to be continuing downriver. When we came up, we saw a few sizable settlements. They were ripe for attacking.
At least we wouldn't go home empty-handed. But they are not Paris. We left Paris behind. Maybe you have, but I haven't.
What do you mean?
What I say. Nobody here understands what you're saying, King Ragnar. But then maybe they ought to listen instead of talking. We are going to lift the boats up the cliff. Then we are going to carry them across the mountains, past the forts, and then simply slide them back into the river. Upstream.
Simple.
Carry them. Up there.
Yes. Up there. You can do that, can't you, Floki?
I love how he turns that on Floki. You can do that, can't you, Floki? Finehair is super annoying, and the way they turn this around, and we'll play the quote when we get to it. I'm just going to kind of play through the Vikings section quotes because they're worth listening to. A lot of great interactions between characters. They're just so they just flip it around. Oh, Ragnar, let's kiss your ass here. But I love Floki in this episode, and I love Floki this season. He was getting annoying to me last season, but I love Floki this season.
Or am I wrong?
No?
Have a good day, Dave. Or
you,
night.
Ragnar.
Thank you for joining us, buddy.
I can do it for you. Everything I do, Ragnar, is for you.
I know I wanted to have Bryan Adams there. I wanted to have the Bryan Adams song set up for that moment, but just didn't have time. Everything I do it for Ragnar. You. Okay, that's good enough. We got the big things, as big as men. Well, big as most men. So Floki smiles, he looks. I think Floki sees classic Ragnar there. And a couple of people, I think, just said that in the chat, too. It's good to see the classic Ragnar at the top of his game. And that's one thing I, again, have to applaud the show. A lot of times a show will have someone that's going through an addiction situation like Ragnar be completely useless. But that's not usually the case when people are going. A lot of times moments of genius, moments of the old you come out for a second, or your talents are enhanced in a different way because of that. And like I said, getting a weird, oh, you know what? Look at the sky. The sky looks totally awesome. Oh, whoa, there's mountains up there. Whoa, if we like lift the boats up, dude, we can totally make it up. And then he gives Floki his dude finger point at the end of the scene. Like, yeah, dude, that's right, man. You're the best, Floki. I love you, dude. Yeah, you're the best. Great moment. Great Ragnar. Travis, I love you, dude. I hope I said this on a couple of podcasts before. I hope this guy gets the deuce. I hope he's on Vikings. We're really lucky to see him every week on a television show. But I think he just has such great talent, and he's showing such range as an actor on this show. I hope he doesn't get Gandolfini'd in the sense that he's not going to be able to get any great parts afterwards because of Ragnar. But I think because his visual appearance, his Travis looks so much different than Ragnar, I think he might be lucky in the fact that when you immediately see him in other things, you might not immediately associate him with Ragnar, except for Warcraft, where he looks kind of Ragnarish. But you know what I mean? If he actually does something as Travis, like a serious drama, like a Nolan movie or something like that, or something, or joins, I don't know, or he stays with television and, as we mentioned before, gets cast as JT in the Sons of Anarchy prequel movie or some show or something. I don't know. Whatever. It'll be just really awesome to see Travis do lots more cool stuff in his career. Oh shit, Ollie! Hello, Ollie Ant. I still have so much trouble saying your name, Ollie. Hey, Ant. The Ollie part of your name got ate by Ghost. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, enough of that. So it's just beautiful. Triumph waits in Paris, but a dark omen circs. Tovi sees Bjorn and her former husband, Erlander, Torik's son, and she kind of gets a quick vision of him shooting him with an arrow, and it's an emotional moment that she's like horrified by it, or she gets a flash, and she kind of sees a projection of it. Really good scene. I think this actress is doing a really great job too. And in what she has to work with, I think Torvi is playing it really well too. Good casting on Torvi. I do have to say. So, kids showing mom, Odo's whipping, Aslaug going nudity, excellent joke. Sorry, everybody, just flipping through. Okay, Floki and Helga. As I'm reading through my, if people are wondering what I'm doing there, I have all the quotes timed with what they are, so I'm reading through the list. Oh, okay. So and then we get Floki and Helga scene, which really was, I really love this scene. I do. I was emotionally connected to this and really felt for both of them, and felt for Helga looking at Floki and really loving this guy. Oh yes, Olivia, not Ollie. Sorry, Olivia. So Ghost ate the Ollie and Olivia was born. Sorry about that.
I have to leave. We must cross the mountains, but you will be safe here. You stay here. Get well.
I don't fight. But don't die, Floki.
An awesome memory, Sam. Thank you so much. Edward, has there been a prequel? Young Obi-Wan's take on John Teller as his Padawan. I'm pretty sure Sutter has said that's a definite thing happening. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I'm pretty sure Sutter said on several occasions, and FX has said on several occasions, it's a matter of when Sutter wants to do it. Where is it? Where's the line I want to hear? Say it, Helga. Tell me. Speak to me. So she eventually, I think I might have talked over it, but she says the line, Floki, don't die. So cute. Super fucking cute. And okay. Then our last scene that we get with the Vikings, as in the background, I'm sort of yada-yadaing the action that happens, but it's worth visually seeing. Floki sort of building they're lifting the ships up, climbing them up the mountain so they can put them in the river and sail past the defenses. Great plan by Ragnar, and it's all happening. It's not a montage. We're seeing it happen in the background while all the rest of the stuff. And all the Vikings are preoccupied. And then we get Ragnar and Yidu scene. Oh, excuse me. Then we get the Ragnar and the Yidu scene. So Ragnar walks up to her in the water, and he's like, let's talk.
I'm leaving. I need you to give me what you have left.
There's nothing left.
You're lying again. Let me tell you, the only reason I wanted you to come was because of the menace.
I am here because you said I was a free woman.
I never said that you were free. I said that you could come and go as you please.
You're a liar. You've lied to me, and you've lied to your people. But you made the mistake of telling your secret about the slaughter of the families in Wessex.
You're dead! You're dead! I hope Yoko Ono doesn't hear that. She would definitely flag my video for inappropriate. So, okay. And then this scene caps off with some straight up fucking hilarity where Ragnar, his kids walk up to him and are like, hey, Dad.
It's all right. It's all right.
Hey, kids. What's going on? What's going on, kids?
Make sure that you disguise the boat.
What's going on, kids?
Franks.
What's going on, kids?
Take care of Helga.
As he got the drugs too.
Well.
Yeah. Lesson in the blackmailer's handbook. Rule 1: don't blackmail a Viking. He does not give a shit. Rule number 2: if you are going to blackmail a Viking, make sure it's one that isn't a junkie. And then, okay, so let me simulate it. This is the body.
We're talking about.
What fucking amazing Ragnar. Wow, Travis, I applaud you, dude. What a fucking scene. Someone said music Tarantino. This was a Tarantino Viking scene. It was just so funny. It was like in Jackie Brown, spoiler 10-9 blah. When De Niro I just shoot her. She just wouldn't shut up. I shot her. It's just hilarious, his reaction to that. Oh my gosh. If you're going to blackmail a Viking, make sure it's one that wears purple and hits his kids. Damn it, Timo. Did you give Phil the Chinese medicine again? Aslaug. It means Aslaug in like in German. Aslaug, that means asshole. Sorry if that German was horrible to anyone out there from Germany. I highly apologize to my horrible accent. Travis was awesome. Great junkie performance. If you're going to blackmail a Viking, make sure it's Aslaug. Yeah, I give him... She smuggled... When I came to rent Jon Snow out of her basement for some other discussion altogether, she slipped it to me. She was like, here, take this. Take it. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, Timo. You started my Friday out right. And that is, someone said I thought she was going to have a bigger part of the story, but nope. And that is basically our episode. It's weird to talk about things out of order or not in a. I like doing it in Vikings when none of the stories really intersect, but they're all individual. It's kind of good, and I just happened to find a really good article that to be able to add my notes to that had everything spaced out in each location. So it ended up working out really well that way. So it's kind of good to talk about, and that's basically all of the stuff that happens in our Viking scene. Amazing performance at the end. Aslaug is dead. Yoko is gone. The people celebrating in the streets of Viking. I was going to say Kattegat, but they're not in Kattegat. My question, though, is I know it's junky and it's paranoia going in. His kids see him kill her. I know this is going to sound horrible, but should Ragnar really be worried about anybody else seeing him do that? They all hate her. They all think he's being manipulated anyway. So wouldn't the other Vikings, if they saw him, just say, fuck you? I mean, I know because he drowned her to take her drugs, but they don't know that. That just seeing, oh, he's fucking drowning the witch. Go Ragnar. Ragnar's back. He came up with this, and Ragnar's back. I think I skipped the Fine Hair Brothers kissing Ragnar's ass earlier, too. Let me scroll back so we can play that one other scene I have that I didn't play. But it seems to me that that's just the paranoid junkie mind. I think ultimately most of the Vikings would probably be okay with the fact that he killed her. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a sick fuck there. Vikings way of spring cleaning. Yep, Odo's gone. Next episode's name is Withdrawal. Well, according to the title of the first episode, you're going to need to release Jon soon. Yeah. Oh, can I share with him? Oh, fair. Okay, you can share. So, Timo's cracking me up. So, Aslaug and Ecbert. Oh, yeah, now kill. Someone scroll by. I'm getting back in the live chat here for a second. Just scroll up a little bit. Next week, Aslaug and Ecbert, Wednesdays at 10 on Adult Swim. You sound like a native German speaker. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's some of I have a cousin that speaks fluent German, so it's familiar to my mind. It's better than some of the horrible. It's better than my destroying of the Polish language with Lola. The other in the. I think that was in Better Call Saul. I'm not positive, but oh, that's horrible. So let's jump in the chat. She's least fair. Oh, here we go. Jumping in the chat. According to the first title. Yes, lots of great stuff. Let me play this last quote of the Fine Hair Brothers kissing Ragnar's ass. Oh, that's that. I guess that one did. Oh, it's because it's not rewound.
Lothbrok, you're insane. This is beautiful.
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 After everything we heard and thought, I still underestimated you. We feel stupid. I feel stupid right enough.
We're honored to be here with you. Doing the impossible.
King Ragnar in the chat. I feel like I don't want to answer that question because there's history spoilers. In the sense that I guess all I'll say is I have a feeling that maybe another character might be introduced. There's been wondering if they were going to go a certain place with Ragnar, and I have a feeling they will, and we will meet somebody else for Ragnar without getting too specific. So I guess this is as good a place as any to call this a Vikings recap, everybody. So everybody, let me get to my music. This was really fun. And I am going to technically call this Vikings recap done. Everybody, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. If you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, do all those things. It was awesome talking Vikings with you all. Talk to you next time.